It's 10 p.m. You tell yourself you'll just check a few things before bed. You unlock your phone. An hour and a half later, you look up from the screen, your eyes feel strained, and a strange, hollow feeling settles in your stomach. You can't quite remember what you just watched, but you know you didn't feel this way an hour ago. Now, you feel a little more anxious, a little more tired, and maybe a little worse about your own life. You close the app, put the phone down, and the silence in the room suddenly feels loud. If any of that sounds familiar, I want you to take a deep breath. You are not alone in this feeling. And more importantly, this isn't a sign that you have weak willpower or that you're somehow broken. What you're experiencing is the result of a deliberate, carefully engineered design. Your brain is simply doing what it's supposed to do, but in an environment it was never built to handle. Today, we're not going to shame ourselves. We're going to understand what's happening inside your head when you scroll, and then, we're going to gently take back control. To understand why it's so hard to look away, we need to talk about a little chemical messenger in your brain called dopamine. Now, you've probably heard it called the pleasure chemical, but that's not quite right. A better way to think of dopamine is as the motivation chemical. It's the neurochemical of seeking, of wanting, of anticipation. It's the feeling you get before you get the reward, not after. It's the excitement of the hunt. And here's the crucial part. Dopamine doesn't just respond to rewards. It goes into overdrive for unpredictable rewards. Think of it like this. Imagine two vending machines. The first one is perfectly reliable. You put $1 in, and you get a candy bar. Every single time. The second machine is more like a slot machine. You put $1 in, and maybe you get a candy bar. Maybe you get two. Maybe you get nothing. Which machine do you think your brain finds more compelling? It's the slot machine, hands down. The uncertainty, the possibility of a reward, floods your brain with dopamine. That, maybe, is one of the most powerful hooks in human psychology. Your social media feed is the most sophisticated slot machine ever created. Every time you pull down to refresh, you are pulling the lever. You don't know what you'll see next. Will it be a photo from a friend that makes you smile? A funny video that makes you laugh out loud? An argument that makes you angry? Or just, nothing interesting at all? That variability is the engine of the addiction. Your brain isn't addicted to the content itself. It's addicted to the endless, unpredictable possibility of the next piece of content. That's why you keep scrolling. You're not looking for something specific. You're just looking, hunting for that next little dopamine hit. But it gets deeper. As you scroll, you're also engaging another ancient part of your brain, the part wired for social comparison. For thousands of years, our survival depended on understanding our place in the tribe. Are we fitting in? Are we keeping up? Social media takes this normal human instinct and puts it on steroids. You're no longer comparing yourself to the 100 or so people in your village. You're comparing your real, messy, behind-the-scenes life to the curated, highlight reels of millions of people online. Your brain doesn't know the difference. It sees someone's perfect vacation, their career promotion, their flawless-looking family, and it registers it as a direct comparison. This creates a low-grade, persistent feeling of anxiety and inadequacy, a sense that you're constantly falling behind. At the same time, this constant stream of new information is rewiring your ability to focus. Every notification, every new post, is a tiny interruption. It's what neuroscientists call context switching. Think about trying to read a book, but every 15 seconds, someone taps you on the shoulder and asks you a completely unrelated question. How much of the book would you actually absorb? Probably none. That's what's happening to your attention span. Your brain is being trained to seek novelty and to exist in a state of shallow, fragmented focus. This makes deep, meaningful work, or even just being present in a quiet moment, feel incredibly difficult, almost agitating. So, if this is what's happening, why should we even bother trying to fix it? Because the person you are without this constant digital noise is waiting for you. Reclaiming your attention is about more than just getting time back, it's about reclaiming your life. Imagine what it would feel like to sit down and read a book for an hour, completely absorbed, the outside world melting away. Imagine being able to sit with a difficult problem at work and feel your mind lock into a state of deep focus, finding creative solutions. That mental clarity, that ability to do what matters without distraction, is one of the most profound benefits. And then there's your mental health. When you're not constantly marinating in the curated perfection of others, your own life starts to feel enough. You begin to source your self-worth from within, from your actions and character, not from the number of likes on a photo. The background hum of anxiety starts to quiet down. You find more peace in your own company because you're not constantly being reminded of what you supposedly lack. Ultimately, this leads to deeper, more genuine connections. You trade hundreds of shallow, digital interactions for a handful of real, meaningful ones. You have conversations where you're fully present, where you're not half listening while thinking about your phone. You build relationships based on shared experiences, not just shared memes. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your attention, and dedicating that attention to the people right in front of you is the most valuable gift you can give them, and yourself. Okay, so how do we get there? It can feel overwhelming, like you need to throw your phone in a river. But you don't. We're not aiming for a punishing, all-or-nothing detox. We're aiming for a gentle, sustainable reset. We're going to do it in 3 simple, baby steps. The first step is the audit. For the next 2 days, I want you to become an observer of your own behavior. Don't try to change anything. Just notice. Every time you find yourself reaching for your phone to open a social app, pause for a single second and ask yourself, why now? What was the trigger? Was it boredom waiting in line for coffee? Was it anxiety about a work project you're avoiding? Was it a feeling of loneliness late at night? Just notice the feeling, without judgment. This step is like a doctor diagnosing an illness before prescribing a cure. You can't solve a problem you don't fundamentally understand. Awareness is the first and most important step toward change. Step 2 is the redesign. Once you understand your triggers, you can start to redesign your environment to make your desired behavior easier and your undesired behavior harder. This is not about willpower, it's about smart design. First, turn off every single notification from social media apps. Every buzz, every ping, is an external trigger designed to pull you back in. Let yourself be the one who decides when to check, not the app. Second, make the apps less accessible. Move them off your home screen. Put them all in a folder on the very last page of your phone. This small act of adding friction, the extra 2 seconds it takes to find the app, gives your conscious mind a chance to intervene and ask, do I really want to be doing this right now? And for a powerful bonus, turn your phone screen to grayscale. Color is one of the main tools apps use to be visually rewarding. A gray, colorless feed is dramatically less appealing to your brain. It feels more like a tool and less like a toy. And finally, step 3 is the replacement. This is the most crucial part. You've created a void where the scrolling used to be. If you don't consciously fill that void with something else, your old habit will rush back in to fill the space. You need a pre-planned replacement. Decide ahead of time. When I feel the urge to scroll out of boredom, I will. What? What will you do instead? The replacement needs to be simple and accessible. Maybe it's, I will read 1 page of the book on my nightstand. Or, I will listen to 1 full song without doing anything else. Or, I will stand up and do 10 squats. It doesn't have to be some monumental, life-changing activity. It just has to be something that isn't mindless scrolling. By having a plan, you're not just breaking a bad habit, you're actively building a new, healthier one. This journey isn't about becoming a digital hermit or demonizing technology. Social media can be a wonderful tool for connection and community when used with intention. This is about shifting the balance of power. It's about moving from a place of mindless consumption to one of conscious, intentional use. It's about ensuring that your phone is a tool that serves you, not a master that you serve. You have the power to do this. Start small. Be kind to yourself. You are not fighting against a personal failure. You are simply retraining a brain that got caught in a very clever trap. And with a little awareness, a little redesign, and a little intention, you can set it free. You can get back to living your life, not just scrolling through it.